Okay, so real quick, homework solutions, match the diagram with the angle of rotation for number 1, 2, and 3. Obviously, this number 1 is an acute angle, so it's going to be matched up with C at 50 degrees. This number 2 is an obtuse angle, but not quite to 180 degrees. So this is going to be A, and then that leaves this being B, which makes sense. It's almost 180 degrees, so it must be 170. All right, number 4. You had to actually do the rotation on paper, and so I will try to at least draw a little bit on how you would do this. So for each vertex, you would draw a line to P, and then on that line, putting the arrow of the protractor at P, you would measure out 45 degrees, which might be like that, right? And then you would measure the distance from P to B, or get your compass out, put your point on P, and then arc B, actually arc through B out to here. And that will tell you where to put B prime, right? Then you would do the same thing from A, right? And again, this is going to be very unscientific, but measure out a 45-degree angle here. Put your point on P, put your pencil on A, and arc that, and that will tell you about where to put A prime. And then we're going to do the same thing with C. And 45-degree angles, 45-degree angle might be right there. Put your point on P, pencil on C, and arc that. And this is, well, pretty horrible, but hopefully you get a point. You get the point here. So this is C prime, A prime, B prime, and then you would create your triangle. And it's not great, but hopefully that makes some sense. Feel free to share with your neighbor and see if your neighbor has anything that you haven't done, to make sure you can do that before the quiz. Okay? Now, for the rest of this, rotate the figure the given number of degrees about the origin. List the coordinates of the vertices of the image. So if we're going to rotate 90 degrees, then we need to grab the coordinates, flip-flop the x and y, and change the sign on x. Okay, so the coordinates at B are negative 1, 2, 3, up, so negative 3, comma 3. C is 1, comma 3. D is 1, comma 1. And A is negative 3, comma 1. So new points, A prime, switch the x and y and then change the sign on the new x, so you get negative 1, comma negative 3. B prime would be at negative 3, comma negative 3. And C prime would be at negative 3, comma 1. And then D prime would be at negative 1, 1. Okay. Then we can get rid of these points here. We have our new coordinates. A prime is at negative 1, negative 1, negative 1, 2, 3. B prime is at negative 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. C prime is at negative 3, 1. D prime is at negative 1, 1. And there you go. So A prime, B prime, C prime, and D prime. Okay, rotating 90 degrees. All right, same thing with these guys. The coordinates here are 1, let's see, -1, 2, -2, 4, -3, 2, and -2, 0. A prime. So now to rotate 180 degrees, we're just going to flip-flop x and y and change the sign. This is going to be a 0, 2. B prime is going to be a -2, 3. C prime is at -2, 1. Oh, no, sorry. C prime will be at -4, 2. And D prime would be at -2, 1. Okay? And it says list the coordinates of the vertices. You don't have enough room to draw in that shape. So as long as you can get to those points, I'm guessing you can plot them correctly. Now, to rotate 270, so point A here is at 0, 2. Point B is at 1, 4. C is at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 4. D is at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 2. Now your new points, now we're going to flip-flop the x and y and then change the sign on the y. So A prime would be 2, 0. B prime would be 4, -1. C prime would be at 4, -6, and D prime would be at 2, -5. Those would be your new coordinates. And again, we don't have the room to draw that in, I'm sure, but you will on the quiz. Okay. Number 10, where those answers come from, remember that rotations are isometries. So x is going to match up with 11, so x is going to be 11. This x minus 4 is going to match up with y, so y is just going to be 11 minus 4, which is 7. Okay? Same principle for number 11. This guy matches up with that guy, so x is going to be 6. This side matches up with that side, so y is going to be equal to 2 times x plus 3, where x is 6. So 12, 15, so y is going to be 15. And last but not least, same deal. This side and this side will match up, so 4s is going to equal 24. S is 6. If that's the case, r and 2s minus 3 are going to match up. So r is going to be 2 times 6 minus 3, which is 12 minus 3, which means that r is going to be 9. Okay? Hopefully that makes enough sense for you to take a few minutes to discuss with your neighbors and get ready for the quiz.